Welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about how to create reality when your mind isn't still. And this is a question from one of my followers on Facebook, actually. If you want to ask questions, do the same. Facebook, comment section, email, all good, right? So, you are not here because you are new to the idea of manifesting, and if you are, that's cool. But I'm sure you've heard something about it, right? Your thoughts create reality. Stay in the vibration. It's about alignment. It's about the wish fulfilled. Go to your end. Blah blah blah. Right? Assume the wish fulfilled. All of that's great, but all of that just becomes jargon and words if you have no idea what's going on and if you have no idea what's like creating reality because there's so much information out there, right? And then life happens. Yeah, your thoughts come in like a flood after you've done some process or something or other, right? Your emotions don't match the vision board that you created, right? You try and sit and then you try and visualize, you try to get the frame right, you try and get your specific person's face right, you try and get the room right, you try and get the feel of money right, you try and get the sand in your toes right, whatever it is, right? And your brain is trying to jump between these five open tabs that you have on this specific person, the past X, the money you don't have, the bill, the this, the that, whatever it is, right? Your brain is literally just flipping into screen to screen to screen to screen, right? And maybe you do have something called ADHD, right? Maybe you are in pain. Maybe your heart is broken, and your circumstances feel like you're falling through them, right? And then you're sitting there asking, how can I create my reality when I can't even focus long enough to hold the vision of what it is I want, right? How can I be good at this when everything feels so scattered inside me? And here's the funny thing, that knowing of what you want is you actually imagining, right? You know what it is you want. You have a knowing of this idea. It's all of the imagining variations and processes that basically, as Bashar says, they are permission slips to whether or not you accept that this is true, right? What you are contemplating as the thing you want to imagine, you are already imagining, because imagining is more a knowing that of this idea than actually experiencing the visual idea itself, right? The knowing of what it is you want to be doing, that knowing is the thing, because anything else other than knowing is a three-dimensional emotional feeling, right? And emotional feelings are manifestations. Knowing is not a manifestation. Knowing is becoming aware of what you are, right? So there is no such thing as being good at reality creation. Why? Because you're not trying to become a creator, you already are creating. So you are creating now effortlessly, quite literally. You are creating the physical form of yourself and the physical form of everything around you effortlessly right now. We all are, right? It's kind of like this. When you're trying to breathe, it doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. It feels irritating. It feels like I have to keep concentrating on breathing or I'm going to die. Right? You don't have to remember to breathe. You just breathe unconsciously, right? This happens unconsciously. It's the same thing with reality creation. The moment you try to create reality, it becomes uncomfortable. Why? Because it's the same thing, right? You don't have to continuously try to focus on creating reality, right? You are reality. You exist. Because you exist, you breathe, and you just breathe naturally and normally, right? You think, it you create, it's fine. Sometimes reality creation becomes, how can I prevent that from happening and make that happen? Both just happen. It doesn't matter, right? Reality is unfolding through you, not because you are focused well enough or journaled enough or scripted enough or affirmed enough or said something 70,000 times. That was, whew, what a what a thing that was, right? But because that's what reality does, it mirrors you, right? And for the people who have affirmed 10,000 times, remember, every single time you did it the first time, because all of reality exists simultaneously. So you just experience the frame where you said, I am 10,000 times, but each of the 10,000 times exist together. You experience it over and over again. Cool, eh? So, what do you do when your thoughts are chaotic, right? What do you do when you feel like you are all over the place? When you can't hold a single visual together for a couple seconds? You don't need to fight it. You don't need to silence it. You don't need to fix your focus. You just know what it is you want to be, what you want to be living. And if you know what you want to be living, make the assumption I am already living that. Otherwise, I won't know about it. Right? Start where you are. Simple. I see what's here. I see the circumstances. I see the bill. Wave it in front of you. Right? Doesn't matter. Right? I see the doubt. I feel the pain. I'm in pain. Right? I see the part of me that doesn't believe any of this works. I see the part of me that is so scared, so fearful that my life is just going to reappear again and again and again as this that doesn't seem very fun to me. Right? These passionate moments always just in front of me somewhere else. Right? I see that. I can feel it. We all can. Right? It's all within us. These exact beingnesses that you are experiencing, we all have within us to experience. Right? And say, okay, I'm gonna take a step forward. I'm gonna take a step forward by taking a step within. Right? I'm gonna shift into knowing I am the awareness that is aware of everything happening. You realize, hey, the noise is just happening within me. The story is happening within me. I'm just the one who's observing it. Right? I'm a silent observer that is one with it. Right? I feel it all. Even if I'm the silent observer, I'm still feeling the explosion, right? And that's where the shift happens. You shifted into being awareness now. Now, from that awareness, you're standing at a choice. You're standing at the crossroads of infinity, right? You aren't trying to escape. You say, okay, this is what this is, right? This is what this is. I don't need to teleport out of here to be somewhere else. I'm going to choose a new identity. The way I choose a new identity is by choosing a version of reality that a point of reality where this identity experiences a certain frame. That certain frame is indicative of the life, the identity that I now choose to be, do, and have and experienced. Because it involves people I want to experience, things I want to experience, countries I want to experience, versions of reality I want to experience, that identity there, experienced it. And I'm going to imagine a certain point of it. We call that the end. Right? You imagine it. You became knowing already. Imagining it is basically just putting a stamp on it more than anything, right? It's done because you became aware of it. It was done. It was done, so you became aware of it, and you just said, "Oh, this is nice," and I felt it. No, and you gave yourself permission to feel it, right? And I don't mean go about your day thinking, "Okay, no, now I must pretend I'm that version." No, you imagined yourself as that version. You imagined it real. You said to your inner self, "This is who I am now," and your inner self took over. You surrendered it, right? You are that person. So no matter what it is you did or are doing, no matter how small or mundane or how seemingly away from that it may look to you, you are that identity. I don't mean if you are imagining yourself as a millionaire to go into a store and say, I can buy all of this right now when you don't have the money on you. I don't mean that. I mean that the version of you who buys all those things and uses all those things is one with who you are currently now. And it unfolds from there, right? You've imagined it now, just know that the experiencing physically is unfolding from within you. I can't tell you where, no one can, right? There's plenty of these things where it says, oh, it hasn't happened yet, it hasn't happened yet, it hasn't happened yet because you're doing something wrong. Bugger all that, right? Truly, because it's unbelievably irritating. Right? But I get that it has to exist because all things exist, right? Now, this is not a wish. This is not a someday. This is a persistence in that identity. It's like, no, that identity that I imagined, I'm assuming it exists. That life that it lived, it's mine. It is mine because it's came from me. All of it came from me. I assume that in my imagination is being created as my physical reality in every single moment, even that which I'm not aware of, most of that which I'm not aware of. And I let it go to my higher self because my higher self is my imagination created around me.